Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to AIMS Online Education Center. Today we are discussing an important lecture, and the most important one of your thesis is chapter 1, where your thesis begins. In chapter 1, there are several things which we discuss. I will give you a brief review and easiest way how to write chapter 1 of your thesis. Let's start our lecture. Here is the chapter 1 introduction. Before proceeding the introduction of your thesis, give a brief note of your chapter introduction, in which I state the chapter conclude with discussion of significance, limitation, and delimitation of the studies. This opening chapter introduced the study by exploring the relationship of this and variable. Which variable you are using, you are implementing in your research, right? Those variable, right? So this is the chapter introduction. Now we are gonna discuss about the thesis introduction, right? For this, first you write up a definition of first variable. For example, your first variable is internet addiction. You must write about what is internet addiction. You first write about internet, then addiction. Address first address you internet, then you address addiction, then you compare both terminology and define them, right? Before discussing the both variables, right? If we have internet addiction and so we have second variable is depression, right? So first we define the term internet, then internet addiction, then we define internet addiction. After internet addiction, we discuss the background of internet addiction, a brief short history of addiction, maximum 2 to 3 lines to write up your background of first variable, which is internet addiction. After then, you write about your focus, why you choose internet addiction for your study, right? Then you discuss the real referencing theories related to your research, why internet addiction is common, the theory which belongs to internet addiction. You give a brief note of these first variable things, right? First you define internet, next you define addiction, then you overall sum up the definition internet addiction. After that, your background of first variable means internet addiction background or history, maximum 2 to 4 lines. Then you discuss focus, why you choose this for your study. After that, you discuss the reference of theory related with first variable. At the end of this reference, you discuss internet addiction deals with depression, deal with eye problems, health issues, but I discuss I choose a better match for this is depression because internet is cause of depression. I think so. Yeah, my research discuss this thing, right? You cannot use your uh, pronouns I, right? In the same way, you just a hint before discussing your second variable. So you define, as I previously discussed, first variable, then define a depression, then you discuss a brief background of second variable. After that, you also focus why you relate these two variables, why you cannot relate depression instead of health issues. So in the focus of second variable, you discuss both of them, right? And after that, same as first variable, discuss some researches, uh, theories, previous research, literature, but brief, right? of your second variable. And after that, brief review of prior researches, at least three researches in chapter 1. But when you go to chapter 2, proceeding, you give lot of research, prior research, review of literature, and with everything you write up. You write up in second chapter. But keep remember, give reference, give citations of each one. Once again, I repeat, before we move forward, first you write up first variable like internet addiction, then their background, then their focus while you're discussing in your research. Then afterward you give reference of research, right? Reference of theories which is related to first variable. Before moving second variable, you give us one line about relation between first variable to second variable. If you are going to relationship study, but if you are going to fact, you give an effect, right? In such a way, define second variable depression, give depression background, depression focus while you are addressing in your research, and then reference depression theories related to your research, and a prior research, review of related research with the most latest one, right? If this is 2021, you are taking research in 2021 or 2020, not move backward, right? Then after that, you discuss the rationale of the study. Actually, rationale of the study is a research gap which you are addressing in your research. If previous research is discussing the relation, the effect of internet addiction on depression of the student learning, then you address the gap. Internet addiction is a previous research is the effect of internet addiction on student health. Then you must clear a gap. You just take one health issue. You discuss depression, you discuss mental illness, you discuss eye problems, you discuss skin problems due to internet addiction. You address those related gaps which you are addressing in your research. After that, statement of the problem, most clear, most important thing of your first chapter, right? Statement, clearly state the problem. Why are you discussing? If I take internet addiction, the an effect of depression on student learning, I address in the previous search. Pakistan has a lot of students use internet for their theses, for their research purpose, for assignments, for presentation, due to which they are internet addict. That's why, due to high time consumed on internet, sometimes they cause depression. That's lead to many problems. So the purpose of my research is to check the effect of internet addiction on the depression of student learning, right? After that, you, you go to objectives of your study. Actually, objectives deal the most targeting things you are discussing in your research. For example, first a way to find out the effect of internet addiction on student learning, right? To affect the second, to affect the internet addiction on student eyes, to affect the internet addiction on student mental illness, to affect the student uh, internet addiction on depression of the student during learning, during tests. You address the main three things in the objectives. You give a view of your review of literature, which thing you gonna study for your review of literature, or you address for yourself. Then after targeting, you address some questions which are in your mind. You said these are called research questions. Research question: how many males affected of internet addiction? How many female effect of depression due to internet addiction, right? At the end, and significance of study. You give a brief significance, importance of your study. Your study deals with those things, right? And after that, what would you do? Significance of study is hardly 7 to 8 lines, right? After that, if there is a relationship study, if there is a cause and effect study, if there is experimental, give a short framework of your study, right? So which all the chapters, all the things you can clarify, or you can add, if there's relationship, you can then add a diagram for your study. And here is your chapter completed, first chapter. And at the end of chapter, you put operational definitions of yourself. What is operational definition? The statement of procedure research is going to use in order to measure a specific variable. Meaning to say, had those definition which is going to use in order to measure specific variable, so which you can measure your research variables, right? So here is the things you write up for your first chapter. In first chapter you have no headings, no heading of first variable. If there is not an introduction, there is no need to put an heading, no need of background heading, no need of focus of first variable heading. These things, 9 things is not an heading. Just write up a paragraph. In timelines and font Time New Roman and font size is 12, right? And rationale of the study, give right an heading. Right heading of rationale of the study. If you think it is addressing a very important issue, then you can write up a heading for rationale of the study, or you said you write up this search gap. After that, you give an heading of statement of problem. First heading, rationale of the study, then statement of the problem, and then objective study heading, research question, also given heading, research hypothesis. These things only have an headings. But if we go to first slide, there is no need of heading. Just write simple paragraph, right? And operational definitions. If first variable internet prediction, give a heading, then write the definition. So here is 8 things, 8 headings you given chapter 1. So chapter 1 leads to 3 to 4 pages only. There is no need to enhance your. If you are going to write up a PhD thesis, then you can go through 5 to 7 or MS. But if you are BS, 3 to 5 enough, more than enough for your chapter 1. I hope you like chapter 1 in most serious way. If you gonna help me to make more videos, then support me and subscribe my YouTube channel. And don't forget to like video and share with your friends. And goodbye. Have a great day. See you soon.